Hi, it's Sylvester. I made a video recently explaining why I like Fight Club, and I recommend you watch that video. I'll link it in the top corner of this video. But if you didn't watch that video and haven't seen Fight Club, this video will still make sense. Though be warned, this video does contain spoilers. So here's my very truncated plot summary of the movie Fight Club. Once upon a time, there was a man known as the narrator. He's a very sad man who is not satisfied with his life. He meets a woman named Marla Singer. He hates her. Then he meets a sexy, cool dude named Tyler Durden, and he likes him a lot. The narrator and Tyler Durden start an underground boxing ring, and they call it Fight Club. Marla Singer and Tyler Durden start boning. The narrator is not happy about it. Tyler Durden turns Fight Club into a terrorist group called Project Mayhem. The narrator is not happy about it. In the end, the narrator finds out that he is, in fact, Tyler Durden. Tyler Durden is a sort of figment of his imagination, a schizophrenic delusion / dissociative identity. The narrator kills the part of himself that is Tyler Durden by shooting himself in the face, and the movie ends with a bunch of buildings exploding at the hands of Project Mayhem as the narrator and Marla Singer watch. The end. Now, onto the things I wanted to point out about the movie. I defended Marla a lot in the last video I made about Fight Club, saying that she was a victim and treated very poorly by Tyler and the narrator, which is true, but no one in this movie is really a good person, including Marla. One of the first things she does in the movie is sexually assault the narrator by grabbing his balls to shut him up.
What, are you selling those?
Yes, I'm selling some clothes.
I just wanted to point that out and say that I in no way condone that behavior. She also steals someone's clothes from the laundromat to sell them and goes to support groups pretending to be sick when she isn't, which is something the narrator also does, so it's well established that she's not really a great person. Tyler has a slit shaved in his eyebrow, which was a trend in the 2010s, but this movie came out in 1999, so I just wanted to point out that he was ahead of the trend. This is also proof that he cares a lot about his image, because it implies that he takes the time to shave his eyebrows so that he looks cool, even though he pretends he doesn't care about anything. Did you know that David Fincher had to give Helena Bonham Carter lessons on how to make the sex noises she makes in the movie during the parts where the narrator can hear Tyler and Marla having sex? I just thought that was funny. This is a pretty well-known fact about the movie, but did you know that you can see Tyler appear on screen before we meet his character in quick little snippets? It's a reference to how Tyler splices inappropriate shots into movies at his job at the movie theater. Why is the narrator's cave an ice cave? I never stopped to question that. I think it represents how cold and empty his life feels. And why is his spirit animal a penguin with the voice of a child? To me, this represents how he sees himself. Harmless, unthreatening, not particularly masculine, and childlike in his need to have someone like Tyler for him to cling to and guide him. The use of color is cool in this movie and seems very purposeful. The whole movie is tinted green and blue, making the world feel cold and harsh. But Tyler is represented by red. He often wears red, such as his iconic red jacket, red-tinted glasses, and red pants. This represents how brave and bold he is. In the scene after the narrator's condo blows up, you could see red lights flashing in the background as he calls Tyler, and when Tyler calls back, you see the red lights reflecting off the phone. Great use of color in this movie. Did you know that the first time the narrator punches Tyler, that was a real punch, and that was Brad Pitt's actual reaction to it?
Motherfucker! You hit me in the ear!
David Fincher told Edward Norton to actually punch Brad Pitt, so he did. Honestly, that feels like it shouldn't be allowed because Fincher was instructing one of his actors to assault another one of his actors, so I don't agree with that method of filmmaking, but hey, I guess that scene is pretty iconic, so I suppose it all worked out. The narrator states at one point that Tyler said he'd been living in the house on Paper Street for a year, but his soap company is called Paper Street Soap Company, meaning this soap company must be under a year old. It's kind of unrealistic that a company that young could sell soap to high-end department stores, but I guess it's possible. This statement also tells us that Tyler Durden has existed in some form or another for at least a year. Tyler Durden canonically uses condoms, which is surprising. He seems like the kind of douchebag who would pressure his partner into not using one because it doesn't feel good. But Tyler is apparently all for safe sex, so that's pretty commendable. How does the narrator not get fired? He's often covered in blood and doesn't show up to work looking presentable. He tries to smoke in the office. His boss says he's often absent from work, and he essentially threatens to do a mass shooting at his place of work. Honestly, he must have a great union for him to have not been fired. Speaking of smoking, one of the ways the movie shows how the narrator is slowly being influenced by and turning into Tyler is by showing that the narrator takes up smoking. In the beginning, when Tyler and the narrator are at the bar after the narrator's condo blows up, Tyler offers him a smoke and he refuses, but as the movie progresses, we see that the narrator does end up taking up the habit. By the way, I'm not advocating for smoking cigarettes, it's not good for you. Why does the narrator help Marla when she thinks she has breast cancer, but not when she says she's swallowed a whole bottle of Xanax? I guess because he'll get to see her boob, or maybe because it shows that he's starting to like her, but it still feels out of character to me. Tyler's shirts are often slightly too small for him, and he usually has a bit of stomach showing, because he's kind of a slut. I mean that in a good way. I mean, he straight up wears a mesh shirt that says Hustler on it at one point in the movie. You can't get more slutty than that. As I said in the last video I made about Fight Club, he dresses to show that he doesn't care about how he looks, and his clothes are obviously meant to be secondhand. So the fact that his shirts don't seem to quite fit right really fits his character. One of my favorite lines in the movie is when Tyler is holding Raymond K. Hessel at gunpoint and says, "Because there's going to be nothing left of your face." I can't say it the way he says it.
Mom and Dad are gonna have to call up kindly Dr. So-and-so. Dig up your dental records. Wanna know why? Because there's gonna be nothing left of your face. Because there's gonna be nothing left of your face. Because there's gonna be nothing left of your face.
I just needed to point it out because he says it so childishly. He's straight up mocking Raymond, and I love it so much. Speaking of the Raymond K. Hessel scene, Tyler acts like the only thing Raymond, an impoverished Asian man, needed to become successful in life was to be held at gunpoint and told he needed to go out and live his dreams. Because, you know, the only reason Raymond was in poverty and didn't become a veterinarian is because he needed a white man to come along and motivate him. Not only does it feel kind of racist, it also shows how full of himself and delusional Tyler is that he thinks he can fix other people by traumatizing them. He thinks Raymond is going to wake up the next morning and be grateful to be alive, but Raymond is probably just going to be left traumatized, and his life is going to be that much harder because he now lives in fear of being hunted down by Tyler. Tyler either loves hurting people, or is truly so delusional that he actually thinks he's helping. Either one is fucked up, and it really pisses me off sometimes that some people watch this movie and genuinely think that Tyler is a role model. It just occurred to me that the narrator's name isn't really Tyler Durden. That must be a made-up alias, because how would he not know his own name? He can't be that mentally ill that he forgets his own name. But the airplane tickets Tyler uses to travel say Tyler Durden. So how does he get away with using a fake name to buy airplane tickets? Granted, this was before 9/11, so things were more relaxed, but still, you'd think the airline would need some kind of proof of identity or something. I don't know, I've never been on a commercial airplane, but that's how I assume it works. I just wanted to point out that Tyler has an iconic laugh, and I'm going to show you a clip now to show you his laugh, but there's blood in the clip, so beware.
That's fucking funny.
His iconic laugh was sampled for the song Digital Animal by Honey Claws. Just so you know, the book and movie weren't legally allowed to actually tell people how to make homemade explosives, so the recipes given in the movie are not real. Hopefully no one watching is interested in making a bomb, but if you are, Fight Club is not an accurate source of information. At the end of the movie, the narrator and Tyler break the fourth wall by doing a callback to the beginning of the movie, and that's kind of weird because they don't break the fourth wall at any other point in the movie. That's all I have to say for now, but as I said in my last video, I can talk about Fight Club for literal hours, so I'll probably make another video at some point in the future. Thank you so much for watching, have a great day, stay frosty, bye.